Let's go, because I want to make a loop too. Hey, how's it going? Aaron Barber from Slap Experts, and I thought I'd come and break down the kaleidoscope loop for you, the music theory that goes into it, and sort of the thinking that went into the creation process of this. And I want to break it down to its simplest form so you can understand the transitions and how we get from point A to point B to point C to point D, and then finally back to the end with its big resolution. And I'm going to show you how I played it. I mean, you can already take the MIDI data that's in the loop pack itself and all that, but I want to show you how I played it, and sort of the thought process that, yeah, I already said that, huh? Let's just get into looking at it, yeah? Alrighty, so if I remember correctly, because I haven't listened to it in a while. Yes, okay. So we start on this major 7th chord. We're in the key of C minor to start with. The primary key is C minor, even though we go all over the place. At one point, we even go to the key of A flat minor. But for now, we're in the key of C minor. But we're starting on the major 7th within it. So this would be the 6th position, the 6th scale degree in your minor scale. So you'd count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's count up diatonically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on this chord. We're playing we're playing the major 7th version. I was gonna say major 9. No. This is just the 7th. The song loop composition starts here with just as a whole, and then we move down just a half step to this G minor, and we're still in the key of C minor. And then here's where we change. We slide over. We say the same thing. And notice I'm saying we say the same thing. We're making the same musical statement in a key a whole step below. A whole step from where we started. And then we go to the G minor. And then we go here. We go to this F sharp major 7. And then we go to the F minor. These are the same chords, just in 2 different key signatures. And the reason I did this, the way that I thought about this was, I was sliding this chord progression along what's called the whole tone scale. There's only 2 of those. You know how we have, is it 12? I think we have 12 scales, 12 major, 12 minor scales. There's only 2 whole tone scales. So I move it along this particular whole tone scale. Let's go. So where did I start? Yeah. And the whole tone scales move up by whole steps. Very dreamy sounding, very. And then if we slide it up again, woo! Very good stuff to memorize. There we go. Very, very jazzy stuff, but I slide this musical statement and I slide it down along the whole tone scale. Say the same thing in a different key. And then I use a diminished 7th chord to change keys once again. Let's see. Da, 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 da. This diminished 7th chord acts as a bridge to a new key signature. The whole tone scale and diminished 7th chords are great ways to get from key signature to key signature without having to use the technique of secondary dominance. Those are very big jumps. You're moving along, I think, the circle of fifths with that one. But here, we're just moving over a whole step or a half step. If you want to move over a half step, you use the diminished 7th chord. In this case, it's E diminished 7th. How to build a diminished 7th chord, you start on any note and move up by minor thirds. So, yeah. There's only 3 of these, I believe. There's only 3. And they all, E diminished 7th is really just C sharp diminished 7. There's F sharp diminished 7. And then there's F diminished 7. Very beautiful sounds. These not go into, but they come from the two whole tone scales. Cool video by Barry Harris. I really recommend you check out the way he views the whole tone scales, diminished seventh scales, and how everything fits into it. Your musical mind will just be blown, and your way of thinking about music in general is going to change. Mind you, we're thinking chromatically rather than thinking straight diatonically. Diatonically, we're sticking to one key signature. But here, we're moving through multiple. So we kind of have to open up our brains and think about it like this. So let's play through. We haven't even brought in the melody yet. The melody, though, just follows these scales, which I believe it goes. There's that chord, just broken down. And here we've gone into the key of A flat major. And notice we're going from a major key now to the minor. We're in A flat major. We're going to go to A flat minor. And to do this nicely without making it so dark and classical, I use the 9 chord, the minor 9, A flat minor 9. Pretty nice, to make it more jazzy, to make it just has a nicer sound, right? And our melody starts here. We're now in A flat minor, so we went from C minor, from B flat minor, this is B flat minor. Now we're changing keys again. We're now in A flat major. And then we use the 9 chord to change it to a minor. A flat minor. And this whole time, our bass is so important because our bass lays the groundwork of the scale we're going to be playing. And so I'm hammering on A flat because I don't want, even though I'm changing chords in my right hand, I really don't want us to feel like we've moved up or moved backwards within the scale of A flat. I want it to feel like we're just playing the extensions of A flat minor. So, and here. I think there's even one point where I do this. And this is once again just built off the 9 chord. Then I bring in what I think is called a minor sixth. You hear me do this a lot. I love these chords. Something I picked up from Stevie Wonder. I really recommend going and chording along with any one of his songs, and you'll pick these up. So it goes. Oopsie. Aaron, can't even play your own loop, come on. And now is when the bass shifts. And so I play an E major in my left hand. Once again, this is a major 7. This is the 6th position relative to your minor scale. So. And then I bring it back. At this point, we're playing some very basic chords at this point. And then I'm going to take it back to C minor, and I want to get back on that A flat major 7. So how do I turn this A flat minor to that? I could just do it like that, but I wanted a transition chord to get me there. So let's go back. And for a split second, we touch this E flat major 7 chord. Very classical, to slingshot us back to C minor. But instead of going to the We could have done that. Instead of doing that whole bit again, I hang on the G minor. And I change my root minor. I change my tonic to a dominant 7th chord. This is that technique I mentioned earlier called secondary dominance. And rather than, resolve to an F, I'm thinking this is a sample, this is a sweet spot. We want to hang on this progression here because this progression in particular is super sweet. I mean, I'm not tooting my horn, I'm tooting the scale's horn. This is awesome. G minor. And you can just play it over and over again. This is one of those chord progressions that can just loop and loop and loop and loop. So it's the major 7, it's the 5th, in your minor scale, if you're playing natural minor, this 5th chord, this dominant, is always going to be minor. I'm going to have to look that up. Can dominance be minor? I'll know after this video. I'll know for sure the technical term. I don't want to just call it the 5 chord because the 5 can be major or minor depending on what context you're playing in. Harmonic minor, natural minor, melodic minor. It's different no matter what. And I'll get the correct term eventually. After this video, I'm going to go study, I promise. But instead, I take it back. So the major 7, this is the 6th scale degree. We go to the minor. And this minor is just a half step below. If you wanted to give it that harmonic minor sound, you'd make it a major. Or melodic minor, you'd make it a major. That's the sound, but instead we're playing it natural minor. Change the tonic, change the 1 to a dominant 7. I'm doing a pretty big stretch on my left hand. That's a big stretch. And just have fun with it. And I'm really showing you the chords in particular because I want you to see how they change, how to get from one key to another. And this technique of using the whole tone scale, diminished 7th chords, and the secondary dominants are all great ways to get from one key to another and to break out from being stuck in one key signature, which there is nothing wrong with hanging in one key signature. This whole loop has so many because I want you to have options. And it just sounds cool. It just sounds cool. So let's see, where were we? So we were here. And if I hope you recognize what just happened there. I'm a big fan of this particular movement. So one thing that's very Aaron Barber, if you ever want to make, an Aaron Barber type beat, you base your chords around these 2 particular chords here. These 2 chords. I love these. And then change your tonic, change your 1, change that to a dominant 7th chord. Very Aaron Barber. I love that stuff. I live for this chord progression. This chord progression was actually almost the exact same for the progression called What a Wonder Our Love Is from Cupcakin'. How did that go? I don't think that's how it went. Haven't played it in a while. That's it. Man, it's hard, like, it's humiliating not being able to play your own stuff. It's almost the same progression as that. It is based around the same two chords. Except in What a Wonder Our Love Is, it goes like this. And then instead of playing G minor again, we changed it to G dominant 7th. And this is secondary dominance. We use this to get back to our 1, back to our tonic. But instead of being major, our tonic is minor. And we follow the natural minor progression. I'm sorry, this would be melodic minor. Don't do that. Done this in a while. I forgot how to play my own loop. Man, that's humiliating. I'll study. I'm gonna come back and study, and I guess maybe we'll do a playthrough. I don't know. But that's the basics. That is the foundation for the loop Kaleidoscope, which is on the loop pack Kaleidoscope. It's a beautiful loop pack. It's got a lot of good stuff in there, and you can, with all, you can see all the scales that we've went through just with one loop. There's a lot of them. I think this is the one that has the most transitions in it. And this follows sort of that funk Motown style. So it's got the orchestral strings, it's got live bass because I'm playing it on the keyboard. It's got a lot of cool stuff in there. But anyway, if you have not checked out Kaleidoscope, you cannot talk today. If you have not checked out Kaleidoscope, I really recommend going in and taking a look. There's a sampler pack, a free one, and then there's the paid one too. If you get that one, I really appreciate it because you get me one step closer to doing this full time. And when I go full time, you're going to have a lot more videos like this where I break things down. And I'm eventually going to make a piano course. We're still learning on how to do that. Once I get this all set up, man, that's a wrap. We're going to get it done. Once I can figure this, I think this is the way I'm going to do it. But of course, the lessons are going to be more structured and less babbling. And I'm not going to be guessing about some of the stuff that I've been doing. That's what you get when you teach yourself, by the way. It's a mess. It's organized chaos. But it's chaos, but it's organized chaos. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for sticking around. I'm going to go make some loops. The next loop pack is cinematic, so we've got a lot of string sounds in there. But it's going to be more Dark Knight, more Hans Zimmer, more Nobuo Uematsu, sort of the video game movie vibe. That's what I'm going to go for. Alrighty, I will see you in the next video. You have a good one. Keep studying. Music theory isn't something to just completely throw out. It's something to have fun with. And if you learn what's fun to you, it's not going to seem like homework all the time. Have a good one. Take care.